What's going on, guys? Poison RC coming at you with another video. Went to my local hobby shop and picked up a new ride. So in this video I'm going to be doing an unboxing. It was a display model, so this is kind of like my unboxing video, but really it's already been opened up for display purposes only. So, here it is. Man, 110 scale Rustler 4x4. I am so excited to have this. It was their first delivery. He went and ordered me a lime green one and blue. Went up there and he couldn't figure out what was going on. So he said, just take the display model. It's the same purpose as if I was just to get a lime green one. It's the same thing. It's just, it's display. It was a very new RC that came out on the market. And so this is Traxxas, their way of advertising their product for people to buy. So anyway, let's get started. Find out which one end was open, which looks like this one. I got Alex RC Freak. He's here being my little buddy.
Yeah, Alex RC Freak here being the camera guy. And anyway, just to let you guys know, this has a low CG chassis, low center of gravity chassis. So what that means is the chassis, this part of the chassis is flush with the front and rear differential halves, or bulkheads if you want to say it like that. So it's nice and low to the ground, so you get better handling, better performance, stuff like that. So he's opening up the box right now. There's that cool green body that always seems to be a pain to get from Traxxas.
That's originally one I wanted, but yeah, it's whatever.
Like. Look at this thing. This thing just looks awesome.
But like I said, it was a display model, so it's not like it has all the fancy plastic on it. I mean, it was never driven, so it's still brand new. But anyway.
Yeah. But this is the first delivery. It has 30 weight shock oil with the white progressive springs on it. So these tires are really grippy. These are the same tires as the eRevo 2.0 with black chrome wheels on it. 6-spoke. They look awesome.
These are actually the Talon tires that came off of Stampede 2-wheel drive. And they're 2.8, but these are more of aggressive, more redesigned ones that were on the Stampede. This is the better version of the tire.
Yeah, the newer, updated version. So
as I can see right now, there's a lot more tread blocks on it. It's a lot more grippier. I really like the rims on it. I think they really did a good job on that. And then
the black chrome.
Yeah, black chrome. That looks beautiful. And another thing that they're doing, and they're doing this with, I noticed they're doing it, they did it with the Traxxas X-Max, and now they're doing it with the Rustler. They did it with the eRevo 2.0. The clipless body mount thing. I think that is the best thing. And this one's kind of tight, but they're starting to do that with their models, which I kind of like that.
Let's go in this cage here and get a close-up here.
Let's get inside her. All right.
So there's the cage right there. There's the cage. So I just kind of want to let you know, if you ever get a body... Now, this is Alex the RC Freak here. I know this is two people talking, but this is really important. I gotta state this as a fact. You are goddamn crazy if you think you're going to get one of these, and these body screw holes right here that you see right here are not going to pop through the body if you jump this thing. If you do big jumps with it, or whatever, anything like that. If you think these won't pop out in the front like the X-Max always does, you're snorting something, because it will happen.
After a time, it will start breaking apart, and you will end up losing your clipless body mounting. So you might just stick
washers on it or
stick
something.
Washers on it, yeah.
Or take shoe goo. Take this cage apart. Stick shoe goo on the inside of this, and then let it dry. You know, like a thin layer of it. It'll make your body a little bit heavier, but it will reinforce it.
Yeah, shoe glue is also
or fiberglass resin, something like that.
And then on top of the body, I kind of like how they put this piece of plastic up there that protects the top of the roof. So I think that's a really cool design. It almost looks like a 1/16 scale eRevo wing on it.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this body, and honestly, I will say this: this vehicle is very light. So it's very light. You could put Castle Creations 8-scale Mamba Monster 2 setup in the slash 4x4 easily. It will bolt in completely fine. The 8-scale Sidewinder from Castle Creations will fit in the slash 4x4 design. I'm not sure if it'll fit in this one, but I can almost guarantee it will. Almost, though. I'm not saying it will. But I'm just saying, if this has self-righting on it, that is exactly why it has this on there. So when it's upside down, it'll help it rock. It'll help it, because if you notice these little tabs, this tab's a smidge shorter than this one, just a speck.
I don't even see how that would do anything, but I guess it does. I mean,
yeah, it helps with the rocking feature. Supposedly.
You might just put some horns on the side of the body.
Yeah, and these screw holes for the wing are right here on the back. See if I can get it to focus. Trying to get it to focus. But there's the wing. It's pretty cool looking. I'm going to just set this aside for right now.
Set that aside and we'll do the actual video. So let's get this little thing off here. This is a circle or anything. But anyway, Alex, take over.
So what you got here is the front bumper. Now the front bumper, you got the front bumper and you also got a skid plate in one. See how the front bumper and then you got the skid plate and the bulkhead. The skid plate is right there. Then you got your bulkhead. It looks like the Proline bulkhead would bolt right up to this. I am not 100% sure though, but it looks like it's the same kind of design. This might be a little bit longer right here. From here to here might be a little bit longer than the originals, but the rear bulkhead's the same. The A-arms are different. They are thicker. It has 30 weight shockwheel front and rear with the white, soft, progressive spring rate.
2 different spring rings, blue and red spring rate.
So it has blue up front springs. These are progressive. And it has red in the back. So red's probably a little stiffer. This does have
stitch is not too bad. I mean, it's not. I don't like it. It's
really spongy.
It's really spongy, but it'll get going. I'm gonna change it though.
But the one thing I will say about Traxxas, one of the biggest things with this vehicle is it has thicker A-arms. It's 4-wheel drive, and these are bigger in diameter. Still, think about it. They're still garbage plastic. So really, the only ones I'd ever want to get sooner than later is the MIP X Duty ones. Those ones will not let you down. Do not get the Race Duty, get the X Duty. The Race Duties are garbage. You'll break them. Trust me. So, unless you have a little junky ass, system in there. But it comes with adjustable turnbuckles. And
supposedly they said those were thicker, a little bit thicker. I don't know. I don't really see the thickness, but
they don't really look thicker to me. But
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the power plant, electronics.
Has a 3,500 kV motor from Valenion, which is Traxxas brand of electronics, and then you got the VXL 3S ESC, which is the updated one with the capacitors, the 3 capacitors on the back there. If you want to hold this thing up at an angle right there, and then these are capacitors. They store electricity, so you don't have as much voltage ripple. So something very important. You want to make sure there's a grub screw. If I turn this driveline, there's a grub screw right there. You want to make sure that's tight. You want to make sure every screw's tight before you drive it. You want to make sure your differentials are filled, which I can guarantee they're not on this. This has the same differentials as the original e-Revo brushless. So I know some people that have the e-Revo brushless, they actually had the Revo, had bad luck with them. Trust me, I did. But you got to keep in mind, this vehicle is super light, so you're not going to have that problem. They're tried and true with this vehicle of this size. But it does have a slipper clutch in it.
Always adjust that. It is super mega loose when you're driving it. It will slip like a trucker. If you want the actual wheelie popping power that they put on the Traxxas videos when Traxxas puts their products out, like a little demonstration, tighten that puppy up and you'll get all the wheelies you want. But right now it's looser than crap.
It is really loose, I will say that. So you don't have to crank it tight if you don't want to, but at least get it tight and then back it off a quarter turn if you don't want to crank it tight. I like them just tight all the time, no slipper.
So Alex RC Freak, how would you adjust? So if you were to tighten that right now as out of the box, how would you readjust all that? What do you do to readjust the slipper and the pinion?
So if you want to adjust the pinion, very easy. First off, I'd take an X-Acto knife and cut this off, just because I'm anal like that. And secondly, this screw right here, this is how you adjust the gear mesh. So you loosen this and you can slide it back and forth. and you can adjust gear mesh that way.
What's the proper gear mesh you want between the spur and the pinion?
That's...
Paper thin?
No, that's hard to say. The best way I would do it is take a piece of paper. This is actually a Traxxas piece of paper. But a piece of paper, right? I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me here. But you take a piece of paper like that. See that side view? Take this piece of paper, cut a piece, and fold it. Take it and fold it. Like imagine if I just cut a little strip, and I fold it in half like this, right? You fold it in half like that, and you put it in between the gear teeth, and you squish it together. And that's how you get the perfect gear mesh. And then you tighten that screw. So that is what I would personally do to get the perfect gear mesh. Now you can, gear this thing up. And I think, honestly, if it was me, this thing would have an 8-scale setup in it overnight. Just because 8-scale would make this thing...
And we know how Alex likes his RCs. That's the only reason why he's saying that. Because he likes power of power.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got a kind of a power-hungry issue with my RCs, but this system, when the speed control is not messed up, is an amazing system. It works very well.
Did they redesign this system to not have the sticky button like the ESCs did back in the day?
They did, and they actually updated the speed control, so it can actually, I think, would last pretty good. The motors are actually pretty good in these. I've never had a motor burn out on me, a Millennium motor.
Show them that one over there on the shelf. That's what it looks like out of it. It's the same exact thing.
So this is the motor. Some of the older ones were 3800 kV, not 35. The new ones are 35, so it gives you a little bit more torque. The higher the kV, the less torque, but the more speed you have.
What kind of wire are they running on this 10 gauge?
12.
12 gauge?
12 gauge wire. So yeah, right there.
Not bad wire.
12 gauge. It's good wire.
Get you around.
Yeah, it's good motor. There's the motor shaft. That's what a motor looks like. Just to show you.
That's just a spare one I have.
And then here's the battery thing. So this is if you're running a 2S. This is what Traxxas does. So then you can run a jumbo 8000 or probably, I don't know. You could probably run a humpback pack.
Yeah, humpback for nickel metal or something.
Yeah, that's probably what it's for, like a 7-cell nickel metal hydride.
But you know what's nice? I just now noticed that as soon as you flip that open, here, let's flip that back up. They actually lined the inside of this with foam, so that's kind of nice for your. That's kind of nice for your battery, so you're not getting it smashed around a lot. That's kind of cool that they did that. I just kind of noticed that.
That's very nice.
And on top of that, when you just did this battery mount here, I just now realized in the package of goodies, Traxxas also gave you another battery mount.
Use this for a 3S LiPo battery. If you're gonna put a 3S LiPo battery, put this in there. If you're gonna run 2S LiPo,
let's go over
keep this stock.
Let's go over the stuff in the goodies here.
Well, let's look a little bit on the rear end here, real quick here.
Sorry, Chris is a little excited to get this thing going. All right, let's continue.
It's really awesome, and if you notice, the front shock tower is different. It has a slot in there
for the clipless body mount.
For the clipless body mount. See that slot right there? It's different. So the original shock towers will not work. The rear shock tower is different. So it's all smooth there, and it's all wide open right here. So.
You know what the pros about this clipless body mounting system is? One, you're not losing body clips anymore.
Yep.
Two, you could use the Pro Line adjustable ones, which are the screw-on caps. Those are another option, but I think I'm going to stick with the clipless body system. I think that works great, and it looks a lot cleaner. Anyway.
Yeah, you'd have to change the shock towers if you want to do the Pro Line old style, screw-on body thing, because these shock towers will not.
Now, the one thing I got to say about this, the wheelie bar, it's not adjustable, which, I mean, I guess it's fine, but that to me, that looks like it's sitting pretty high up. I don't know.
I'd rather have
work.
I mean, it's pretty strong, but just look at this flex here. Now, this is going to be a breaking point. If you do major jumps, like 13, 15 feet jumps with this, which I don't know why you'd want to go that high with this.
I'm going to pause you right there. Snap. So, when they were talking about doing the videos, you take these two screws out right here, and your wheelie bar comes off, and now you just have the back bumper, which is nice. So, you take these two screws out right here, and this comes off as one piece, and then you just have your rear body, or your rear
this
bumper.
Screw, and then that screw right there. You take off.
So that's nice if you want to do bashing session. 2 screws and it's off. So it's quick and easy, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad design. I mean, it's not the greatest. But
comes with the standard TQI radio that all Traxxas have that you can put the Bluetooth on.
And another thing I just now noticed, and I noticed they've been doing that with a lot of their Traxxas RCs, is these 2 holes right here in this slot looks like it's for a sway bar kit. Am I correct, Alex?
Yep, that's for a sway bar kit.
So obviously they probably haven't got that out yet, but that looks like it's already they think about their products before they make it. A lot better than that red crap. Traxxas actually makes their products and they think, what else can we add? Now I'm not sure about all these little unnecessary holes. I'm sure that'll be for something else. I don't know. Maybe that's a relocating kit to move your receiver box up higher. It looks like there's 2 holes right there. I don't know exactly. What do you think, Alex?
I'm just guessing here, so I'm not exactly. I can guarantee you, I'm sure you can move this receiver box up here somehow with some very light modification. So, like I say, this just came out. I don't know like the back of my hand, so I'm just saying here. And then also, you could put the slash 4x4 LCG chassis receiver box up front here with this screw hole right here, and it would fit.
Am I correct, or isn't that a little CG box, receiver box, or is that just a...
That's a Stampede 4x4
Stampede
receiver box,
4x4,
which is
okay.
a good box. I like that actual receiver box, but...
You know, I noticed their steering servo, if you guys haven't noticed, it's pretty tucked in there.
It is. It's tucked away. It's hard to see.
And another thing is, I don't know if that's a really good spot with that being exposed with rocks and branches and stuff.
Yeah, that's why they make RPM bulkheads, so that way it'll fit.
So...
But, no,
what else do we want to talk about? So we did the power plant. We talked about the suspension. What kind of fluids run in the differentials?
You got 30,000 front, 30,000 rear. You got 30 weight shock fluid front and rear.
What kind of wheels are we run on 12 millimeter?
12 millimeter hex. Their hex is plastic because Traxxas doesn't like to put a lot of aluminum on their rigs at all. But
unless you get the slash 4x4 platinum, and then they start doing little metal stuff here and there.
Yep, you got 2.8 tires.
You know what's funny is those don't even look like 2.8s.
Yeah,
like the Stampede 2.8s. Two-wheel drive are bigger.
Yeah,
they're taller and wider. So I don't even know how they consider that 2.8.
To me, this is a 2.2 tire, but Traxxas calls it a 2.8. And you might even say, 2.8 right there on the tire. See? Yeah. Right there, if I can get the light on it.
So yeah, these are the original Talons, but beefed up. Alrighty, so Alex stepped out real quick. But, so, we talked about the shocks, we talked about the diffs, we talked about the tires, we talked about the power plant system. Pretty much everything. I mean, we showed about, you know, the chassis. The A-arms are okay. Like I said, the truck's new, so they probably don't have RPM out, but that's probably what next I'll get is RPM. After that, I might do the shocks first, the Proline Power Stroke shocks. I really like those shocks. They work great. These are okay just to get started. But I necessarily, you know, I don't really care for them too much. Turn on the flash so you guys can see. But, yeah, this is pretty much, you know, what it looks like. It's nice and shiny, and I was really excited to get this. So, we talked about that. Where did the body go? Where did he put my body? Put my body way over here. Come on. So we talked about the clipless body system. Now another thing you got to keep in mind with this clipless body system. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna sit you down real quick. With this clipless body system here, you're kind of strict on what bodies you could get, because you got to make sure that you have the clipless body system mounting hardware, which is this cage and stuff. You have to make sure you have that, or you could just do the Proline option, which is sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. The Proline edition, which is adjustable body mounts, and they have the caps. Let's see if I can find one for you. Let's see. Okay, so down to my other RCs. So these are the Proline caps right here. They're just little screw-on. You screw on their little caps. Comes as a kit. So this is my Slash Rally with an 8 scale in it, 1/10 scale vehicle with an 8 scale in it. My buddies, he just got into the hobby. I just had him pick up a Slash 4x4. And then got my X Max, my original E Revo, and then I got obviously some of my Vetera V100 box, which my Vetera V100 is over here. That's my V100, a custom body. It's a shelf clean. And then I got my Flux down there, Flux HP, and I got a little Vetera Basher. But anyway, so let's talk about what comes in the bag. The normal Traxxas goodies. And they also have, so I didn't know this. Well, I did, but I wasn't sure if it was official or not. They have the Rustler 4x4 brushed edition, which would probably be good for someone who wants to start off in the hobby. And it's always good to get a 4x4 instead of a tool drive, because then maybe getting it unstuck all the time. And you'll just be walking over and picking it up. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed, so you'll be picking it up all the time because it gets stuck on all the stuff. So, and then the brush stuff, so this one is going for $3.99, but I picked it up at my hobby shop for a little bit cheaper. And then I think the 4x4 brushed edition is like $2.69, something around there. So it's not too terribly expensive for someone getting in a hobby. But anyway, so basic stuff comes with it. Your high-speed pinion, the other battery mount for your 3S LiPo, your shock adjustments. So these right here are for the shocks to adjust the firmness. These right here, these little circles are for the pistons. As you'll see, like this one. I don't know if I can get a. I wish my camera would adjust, and it doesn't. It's not wanting to, I should say. This one has one hole. This one right here has 3 holes. So this is how much shock fluid is going to go through those rings. I don't know what one's on there right now. The ones that are on there might be a 2-hole piston adjustment. So I might put the more holes, the softer the suspension is. So you probably want to put a 1 in there for now to adjust the suspension. But it comes with, set for the front, set for the rear to adjust your... It doesn't look like it's a front and rear because these are thicker. So it just comes with your assortment goodies pretty much. Your basic tools, your T-tool, a couple Allens, and a wrench. 4mm on one, and I think 8mm on the other. So it's like a dual wrench. So those are your basics. And it comes over here, it comes with your stickers. Your radio stuff. So this does have, and a lot of the newer ones are coming out, is a Traxxas TQI Bluetooth enabled 2.4 gigahertz radio. Their radios are not bad. They're on and off switch down here. Your menu and set up top. And then your basic, your steering trim, your multifunction. I think this one's for the self-riding. Your 50-50, 70-70 adjustment. Your steering. It just runs a basic. Can't open that with one hand. It's kind of slippery because it's new plastic. But 4 AA's. Back here is for the Bluetooth module. You take that off and you put the Bluetooth module in, which I have that on my X Max. This is what the box looks like. This is the one you're going to want to put in your TQI. Let's see if I can throw a part number at you guys. Traxxas part number 6511 is for the Bluetooth module, if in case you guys were wondering. You could get that, and then what that will do is that will give you your voltage, your temperature, how fast you're going. I actually have the app. You could turn on lights with the app. It's kind of cool. And then, like I said, you get all these little sensors for them. And so, like I said, in order for those to actually function properly, you do have to get the sensors. You can't just turn it on. Get the Bluetooth link. So you want the power tap. You don't really necessarily need that if you have room in your receiver box. And then you can get your sensor, auto-detectable temperature, your voltage. And so with these, I noticed they have a long and they have a short edition. So whatever one you kind of need. Sensor RPM long and short. So maybe they're coming out with something RPM. But this is kind of stock on every RC you get. It says RPM on it. So these are some stuff you could get for it as options. So, and then it just comes with your basic your Rustler book. This is just telling you the part numbers for all your stuff, optional accessories, exploded views. So if you're ever taking it apart and you can't figure something out, it's always good to go over this. It tells you all the part numbers and what's supposed to be there on that RC. And just, just the random junk they send you. And then your book. But that being said, kind of wrapping up the video. You guys seen it. You guys are probably jealous. I'm sure you guys will probably get one. I might throw a running video stock out of the box running video, so I won't tinker with anything and show you guys what it can do. I might put a 2S and a 3S in there to guys show you what 2S does in a 3S video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.